I have a story for you. When I was in my early 20s, my hair started falling out. What started off as a few strands quickly turned into balls and balls of hair coming out in clumps. A combination of a thyroid issue, alopecia, crash dieting, even just abusing my hair with improperly installed extensions and loads of bleach left me with very little hair. That's when I discovered wigs. At first, I was so embarrassed to wear them. I was so embarrassed to wear wigs. I was convinced that people would know. I was convinced that people would somehow judge me for it. And I was so nervous to date someone and have them find out that my hair was a wig. I was so nervous that someone would know that what I was wearing was a wig. And that's when I met my now husband. I met my husband when I was wearing a wig every single day because my alopecia had gotten so bad. I was so convinced that he didn't know that my hair was a wig. I wore it all night long. So I would sleep over at his house and I would wear my wig the whole entire night, praying that it wouldn't shift when I was sleeping. We would go swimming and I would just keep my head above the water, trying to make it seem like, oh, I just don't want to get my hair wet. I was so embarrassed to be without it, and I was so embarrassed that somehow he would find out. So a year goes by and my hair started to need to be replaced. I had worn that wig for quite some time and the hair needed to be replaced, especially because I was wearing it all night, all day, like in the sun, everything. So I made up this elaborate story about how I was going to go to the salon to get my hair re-dyed because I couldn't get the wig to look exactly the same. It was a little bit of a darker color, and I was waiting at his house on the steps, and he came home and he looked at me and I had my wig on and I'm like, oh God, you know, I have to tell him like I got it done a little darker or whatever. And he goes, oh babe, your hair looks great. He goes, I love that new wig on you. In that moment, I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated. I just like didn't know what to say. I was so taken aback. That whole time, he knew that I was wearing a wig. He knew the whole time and he never mentioned it or thought anything of it or thought that he should even comment on it because it doesn't matter. And in that moment, I felt like 300 pounds of bricks lifted from my shoulders, and I felt like I could just be me and I could enjoy my wigs and I could change them up and I wasn't going to be judged for it. He never judged me for it. It was that exact moment that I decided that the stigma that we have towards wig wearing for people with alopecia or for people who are undergoing chemo and are having a lot of hair loss from their cancer treatments, that stigma that we have when wearing wigs is something that needs to stop, because wigs have made me feel so powerful when I had alopecia, and now when I've recovered from alopecia, I've since then had a hair transplant, I've recovered from my alopecia, my hair is fine, but I still do have loads of hair. I don't need to wear a wig, but wigs make me feel confident, they make me feel powerful. I always feel like I am this messenger in the world of YouTube where I can tell you guys that if you're experiencing hair loss or thinning hair or fine hair and you want to wear a wig because you want to wear it to a party, you want to look amazing, or you want to wear it day to day, let go of that stigma, let go of what's holding you back from that, because it's just so unnecessary to feel so bad about something that's really no different than wearing extensions. We wear extensions all the time as women and we don't think anything of it, but for whatever reason, when it's a full wig, we put so much stigma on that. And that is something that I want to change here on YouTube. If you like this type of content, if you need a hairstylist bestie to help you and guide you, then definitely subscribe down below, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you next week. Bye.